I'm Gretchen Massey, standing outside the Big Brother house with one of the winners of Big Brother Season 10. Memphis, congrats.
Thank you, thank you.
It's
so surreal. I can't even, I do too. And I feel like if I would have won, hopefully he'd be the same way to me. I'm glad he won. He's a good friend of mine, and I've made a best friend. And I think, if anybody were to win, I'm glad it was him. So.
Okay, now based on that though, when you guys had your chance to answer those jury questions, do you think you could have said anything differently to sway that jury in your favor?
You know what? The whole jury thing, I was just going to say straight up how I played the game, and hopefully they took that to heart. Obviously they didn't, but, I'm not going to BS. I'm not, I'm kind of a BSer. But anyway, I wasn't going to lie to them. I was going to tell them how I played the game, and hopefully they could respect the game and respect how I played. But, obviously they wanted Dan to win, so.
Okay, had you made that final decision to pick the one to sit next to you, who would you really have chosen?
Dan, definitely.
You would have?
Yeah.
Now, is that because you thought you could beat him, or was that out of a loyal friendship in the Renegade Alliance?
That was definitely the fact, loyal, Renegade Alliance for sure.
Okay. Now, okay.
And I don't think I could have beat Jerry either, to be honest with you. He's got a sympathy vote. No, I don't think I could have.
Who could you have beaten?
Wow, loaded question. I don't know. We'd have to be put in a situation and find out, exactly who I was going up against. I think I did play a really good game. What people may vote it for. I still felt like I played a very good game, and I was focused this whole time. So.
Well, we did a poll to see if you could beat me or if I could beat you.
Oh, yeah?
You blew me out of the water.
Really?
So,
okay. Well, I can sleep now.
Winner.
I can sleep now at night, now that I can beat you, Gretchen.
Okay, now you won the card. A lot of people, that is a huge factor. It gets them out of the game early, and it factors in at the end. It seemed to not touch you. Do you think they forgot about it?
I don't know if they forgot about it. Maybe it played a part in the final vote. I don't know. It could be, because then they could think about, well, he's got $50,000 and a car.
Yeah.
It could definitely play a part in that. My mind process when I came in here was thinking, I'm going to have a big target on my back. I'm 6 foot, 205-pound guy. I'm not a small guy. I'm pretty chilled out, calm and collective. So I'm like, people are going to be gunning for me. And then I won a car the first night. So I'm like, crap, man, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Is what I really thought. But you know what? I was able to bounce back, and a lot of people didn't take it personally through the whole game that I did win that car. I think April was the only one that kept bringing it up and up and up through the whole season.
What aspect of your personality do you think helped you the most? Because you did get yourself all the way to the final, too.
I think definitely a personality trait for me was probably just be, how I'm a straightforward guy. I wasn't trying to BS anybody through this whole game. And, I'm laid back. Rennie calls me I have shifty eyes. Maybe I have shifty eyes, but you know what? I'm holding a $50,000 check, so.
Were you surprised that Keisha won the America's Pick for the extra jury vote? Money.
I wasn't that surprised. I'm sure viewers love to look at her all through the season.
What do you think about how Keisha played her game? Does that give us an indicator that maybe you don't think she played such a good game, but was just nice to look at?
I think she did play a game. I think there's a lot of people in this house that didn't play, and we're not going to say names today.
Oh, but we got to say names. Will we say names tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll say names tomorrow. But I'll tell you, I think Keisha was, in the top game players in here. So I think she did, Obviously she, used her assets to prolong her stay. But, no pun intended. But,
besides you and Dan, who's another strong player in this game?
I give props to Libra. And people are like, what? She was out, fifth.
She was our first jury member.
Yeah, and I think Libra had an amazing game. And I was actually scared of Libra because there was 4 people that didn't like Libra in this house when we first started, and those 4 people went out the first 4. She played a very, very good game, and I would give her props every day. Because she did get rid of 4 people that were after her. That's amazing to do. I don't know how she did it.
What do you think about Dan being America's Player for 1 week? Did you have any idea?
You know what? Dan did some crazy stuff, in this house. Some crazy antics where I was just like, Dan. But the thing is, it didn't have anything to do with me. And that's why I kind of took, the way people played this game, they would take something like Dan would do something. They'd be like, all right, well, I'm not going to trust him because of that. Well, why? You know what? Thank God. Obviously, America wanted me to stay because they voted Jesse out. So you know what? And when Ollie flipped out and had his tantrum, I was like, I don't care if Dan's America's player. I'm still here, and I still have an alliance with him. So who cares?
Yeah.
So that's the way I kind of looked at it. I was like, dude, if he's making money, good for him.
So Memphis, can you tell us a little bit about what it was like talking to the jury? Also, put it in a time context for us, because we only see the edited version.
Oh man, when we went through the jury questions, it was hardcore, man. It was I felt like I was in a firing squad in front of me. I mean, it was really intense. You could hear the passion of hatred, I think, in people's voices when they're asking you questions. You know what? And we were only supposed to go through one time, and everybody's like, okay, everybody gets one question for each, finalist. Well, after that was over, they come on and they're like, okay, we're gonna let everybody go again. And I'm like, oh no! And I was just like, no, yeah. So I don't know what they showed, but they went through twice of 2 questions.
Whoa.
So I was just like, all right. By the end of it, I was like, I'm done. I mean, the thing is you piss off a lot of people in this house. I mean, obviously, I, being not of one of HOH, my vote evicted everybody in the jury house. I voted to evict everyone in that jury house except for Jerry. So
right.
You got to understand, that's pretty big. That's a big deal. So.
Okay, I have one question. When Keisha was leaving the house, and Dan sort of buddied up to her, kind of like, this one's on Memphis, you didn't step in or say anything in that moment. You just kind of laid back. Why?
I'm not a dirty player. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, and I've been saying that since day one, and I never did. I never, when I was even trying to get to win and get Jesse to, leave, I didn't once tell anything bad about Jesse. That's not how I played the game. So I wasn't going to start then. If he wanted to take a low blow and try to, I mean, the thing is I voted to evict her, but it wasn't my decision. It was me and Dan's decision together.
Yeah.
So you know what? If I'll give him one vote, and that's what I said, and I would, and I did.
Are things cool between you and Keisha now, or is it still weird? Yeah.
I don't know yet, so I haven't really talked to her. So.
Okay. Well, we'll end on this one then. So, okay, the runner-up, second place winner, and you won the car. What advice would you like to give for the next cast that's going to be walking in these doors into essentially your house, Memphis? What should they know so that they might be able to win?
Hold your tongue, play it cool, and be yourself, and hopefully it'll come out as good as I did.
Only if they're you, though.
Yeah.
Congratulations, master mixologist, fancy new car drive in Memphis with Gretchen in the backyard of the Big Brother house for CBS.com.